So today for art, we're gonna create a loom with a paper mat. So first you need a solid sheet of paper just like this. You're gonna take it and you're gonna fold it long side to the long side. So I've always called that like a hot dog fold. So now you have one end that is closed, that's been folded, and one end that is open. Take that open end and just fold a little piece up and create a line. What we're gonna do is we're gonna cut that closed side to the line and stop. So you get a pair of scissors, make sure you're cutting on the closed side and stop right there. And you can measure it about 2 fingers apart. 2 fingers, and I cut the folded side all the way and I stop right there. You can do straight lines like this, but you could also do some fun wavy lines like that. It doesn't have to be exactly straight. Now, when you open it up, you have your loom. You have pieces that you can weave through. If you don't cut on that folded side, if you cut on the open side, what you get looks like this. This is cool, but this is not a loom. We can't use that. So make sure that you fold it and then fold the open side. Take that open side to create a spot where you go and stop. And now I have my loom. Now we can do that under-over pattern that we used last year. So I take a strip of paper and I go under this first piece, over the next. Under, over, under, over, under, over. There we go. Now my pattern was under, over. So the next piece that I do, I want to switch it. That's under, over. Now I'm gonna go over and under, over, under, over, under, over, under. And then I push them right next to each other. And when you switch your pattern like that, it helps it all stay in place. So this one was over, under. So the next one's gonna be under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over. And it looks like I have room for probably 2 more. I could do 2 different colors, or I could start to repeat some colors. Again, if this piece that I just did was under, over, what am I gonna do for the next one? Over, then under, over, under, and push them close together. It looks like I have space, but this next space is kind of small. If I'm trying to weave and I can't fit it through there, I can always take my scissors and I can cut a little bit off and make it a skinnier piece. Let's try this piece now. That one was over, so this one is under, over, under, over. Oh, we can add things to our picture. I could get crayons or markers and I could draw designs inside these spaces to create a pattern like this. I could take some of these extra pieces that are left over and I could cut and glue these into the shapes. That would look kind of neat. Another cool thing, if I take this one out, for example, you can take these strips and you can take crayons and you can draw designs on them before you weave with them. This creates a really cool pattern. So I'm just doing like a zigzag design on here, but watch what happens when I weave with it. It looks really neat once it's woven through. And the cool thing about a mat is you can decorate both sides. I can do one side or both sides. Another option is I could add yarn and create what's called fringe, pieces hanging off the bottom. How we do this is you get a piece of yarn, and I have 2 hole punchers, so you'll have to take turns. I'm gonna punch, I don't know, 4 holes. You just squeeze it, I put the paper through, I squeeze it, and there it is. Now I wanna get some yarn It's about as long as my hand, like this. I'm gonna cut it right here, that piece. You fold it, and I take that folded end and I put it inside that hole I just made with the hole puncher. And now I take these 2 loose pieces and put them through the hole. And now I've got some fringe hanging out. So I cut it about as long as my hand, fold it, put the fold through that circle, that hole I made, and then put these 2 end loose pieces through that loop. Let's keep going. And one other fun thing, inside the hole puncher, there's this piece that holds all the little pieces that we punched. And those would be fun to put in our picture as well. So I might put some glue down on the black and add these colored pieces.